Fall over. Hey guys, it's Ted Bogert. We are back with the Ted Show. You know how much I love musical guests. We love our musical spotlight artists, and today we have Natalie Jean on the show. Welcome, Natalie Jean. She's on a mission. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about her music and so much more. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
I'm excited for you to be here. And so, ultimately everybody wants to hear someone perform, but before we treat them to that, people do love origin stories. So they want to know, were you born musical? Did you perform in front of your family? Kind of give us an idea of what your origin story is and your journey to making music your career passion.
Well, I was born in Washington, D.C. I live in Kensington, Maryland currently. I come from a family of musicians. My father is a famous Haitian musician called Guy Robert Jean. My aunt Sandra Jean is started the first all-female Haitian artist band in Haiti. So growing up, it's funny. Growing up, we used to listen to a lot of Elvis in this house. Also, my father used to do a lot of gigs in Washington, D.C. in the Maryland area. So I was always surrounded by music. But where I started wanting to get into music, actually mostly dancing, not the singing thing. I never thought I actually would be singing. I used to watch Sanford and Son. And so my first love is jazz. And so Red Fox used to always do Stormy Weather in regards to Lena Horne and stuff.
Yes, like yes.
I love that. And I was like, oh my God, this is just great. I wish I could be a jazz singer, but still in my mind, I never thought I would be singing. So later on in life, I moved to New York for about 5.5 years. And my parents were like, well, why don't you do something with the poetry that you were writing? So I would write spiritual poetry to just get my feelings out. And I said, okay, so we did 3 songs, one that I wrote called Swept Away, and 2 other songs were written by my father in French that I translated into English, Last Chance and Obsession. So I did all that. And then I never did anything with it because I was going through a lot while I was in New York. Later on, I decided to take those songs and shop them around on the internet, and Tape Music Group, which is now bankrupt, found me and they said, oh, we'd like to do an album for you. And so I gave them more music. In fact, one of my songs is called Mission. And so that song is actually one that I did all by myself. I wrote the lyrics, I did the music. So I'm always very proud of that song.
What's that process like, Natalie? Like, I'm always amazed at anybody who can put their feelings, like usually people can write something, but to write it and to be able to create it so it's musically the message that you want is just a gift, I think.
Well, I was going through something at the time and I didn't want people to tell me what to do. So that was my motivation for writing that song. And, people always wanted me to help them out with everything. But then I said I had my own mission that I had to follow through on. And so that's how that song came about. And so at that time, because it was written at least almost 9 years ago, I used my iPad where I had GarageBand on it. So I used GarageBand and I started to play, and I don't play an instrument, but there was a keyboard on it. There were some drums. I said, oh, well, this sounds pretty good. Let me put this together. And then when I met with Tape Music Group, they put everything together for me. So yeah.
Isn't that wonderful? You can see your vision. It's kind of like anytime I have a musical guest on or a creative like you, it's your baby, right? You birthed it, you created it, and it's part of you. And so to be able to see that to fruition must be incredibly rewarding.
Yeah, no, that one it's my baby. I'm very proud of it. I have a music video for it and stuff like that. And so that's my biggest accomplishment because I actually did the music and everything.
So were you impacted by Corona as far as your performances? Did you, like a lot of artists, have to pivot and try to figure out, all right, how am I going to be able to share my craft and continue to hone it and grow it while we're all stuck at home?
I had a couple of gigs lined up before COVID hit. You sit at home and you're like, okay, what do you do now? And then the whole streaming live streaming thing came about. I think I actually did one little thing, and then I got silly and started to do some TikTok stuff, which is really not my thing. But I would take my cat and do workouts with my cat, or I'd take some of my own songs and try to do TikTok songs to that. But recently I signed with, I'm working with B Squared Management, and so they've gotten me a lot of live streaming gigs sponsored by different companies. So now I do like 30-minute set. One night I did an hour. I haven't done that in a while. I was just like, oh, I used to do this. So now, but it gives me, it reminds me of how things were and how they're going to be. And hopefully,
how are you seeing it now? Are you seeing like more opportunity for artists to perform truly live? Are you still seeing people push back on that?
I see a lot of people push back on that. The live streaming thing is great because it allows you to still perform. You can still put that, yes, Natalie has an event. But sometimes it's hard to get people to watch the live streaming because in the beginning of the pandemic, everybody was doing them.
Right.
But I find that there's a little middle ground of how many people sit and watch you and think it's exciting to watch. I mean, it's interesting because you just sit there and you're looking at yourself singing.
Right. So tell me where you get your inspiration from. Every artist gets it from different places. Is it all personal when you're writing? Is it all you see something and it moves you? What's your inspiration when you're going to create a song?
A lot of my songs are personal. Sometimes it's I have a song called I Surrender. I was thinking maybe that could be used for a wedding, somebody getting married and stuff like that. But most of the time it's really personal. My latest album does have a lot of Where Do We Go From Here has a lot of personal stuff. The first song is I Told You No, which is basically about sexual assault, and that's actually about me. So I internalize everything and I just put it on paper. I'm not a person that's afraid to talk about my experiences because they are what it is. And then if you bring that out, it may help somebody else. Yeah.
What is it like to perform a song that personal? Are you challenged by it because does it make you relive it, or is it cathartic for you to be able to perform a song like that?
It's more cathartic. In fact, I only started performing that one song last week. I was like, I don't know how people are going to take this, but it is on the album, so why not put it out there?
Why not?
It's cathartic, and I always think that maybe it's going to help somebody else. And when people hear it, they're just like, gosh, they're not expecting that song. So when I put the album out and they heard the first song, people were just like, oh my gosh, I was just not expecting this. You always like to speak your truth of everything. So.
Are you looking forward to touring? Is that what you like kind of coming up? Do you feel like you're going to begin to maybe get out and do more shows, or are you comfortable in this new kind of platform where everything's live streaming?
I definitely would prefer to be out there because I love being on stage. There's something about being in front of an audience and just feeling the vibration, the energy from people. I'm hoping that by next year sometime, we all can get into the whole going back to concerts and things. I actually read an article where this band were in bubbles, and the audience members were in bubbles, and they were able to watch. I'm claustrophobic.
Fascinating.
Sitting in their bubble. But I like that idea because people are just trying to come up with ways that people can enjoy a concert and actually be there at the same time.
How would you describe your music?
Whoa, well, I am a versatile artist, so I haven't really stuck to one genre, although my favorite genre is jazz. But now I consider myself, I would say, an Americana artist because that allows me to do many different genres. So because there's so many genres within that one genre, I like Americana because there's a lot of storytelling in it. And I find that the way that I've been branding myself, I'm more of a storyteller. Like now my music is more about, social impact message songs because music companies keep saying, artists nowadays don't write about the time. So that's why I decided to do this album.
And then how did Grease come into play?
Grease is my favorite movie. seen that movie 100 million.
What is it? Is it the story? Is it the music? Is it the dancing? Is it like the whole package?
It's the whole package. You know, I think after I saw that movie 100 million years ago, I actually saw it in the theater. That's how old I am. That you just wanted to be like Sandy. You wanted to sing, and then you'd act it out when you get home. You'd make believe that you had John Travolta near you, Danny Zuko, and you would just sing and stuff like that. It was a lot of fun. It was really fun. I love Grease.
All right, so we want to hear your music. I'm going to take my face away, and then tell us what you're performing, and it's all yours, the stage.
I'm going to perform my song Heroes. It's a different take on being a hero. It's about one of those shootings that happened where the Hispanic kid saved everybody's life except for his own. It's just basically that this kid should be a kid and growing up and having children and having a life, but now he sacrificed his life. So here we go. Hold on a second. Always technical difficulty. It's just playing. Okay, yeah, Natalie was going to sing, but give me 1 second. It was playing before.
I had to take myself, put myself on mute. You have a beautiful voice, absolutely beautiful. I want to know about that song. So give us a little more depth.
Yeah, so I wrote it, and it's produced by my music producer, Alexi von Guggenberg, who lives in Alexandria, Virginia. So when I thought about writing a song in regards to heroes, I wanted to do it something in a different way. You know, it's not that the kid is not a hero, but he shouldn't have to be a hero at such a young age. You know, there's so many things that we can do as a society to come together to save children, to save anybody's life. I'm not saying, like, I don't want to take people's rights away. I don't believe in that. I think people have the right to bear arms. I don't think people should have AK-15s. So if you want that, go enlist. But it's about getting people to think and maybe coming together to come up with some kind of solution so that we can stop these killings. You know, people always say, well, they can get it on the black market. Well, we have companies like ICE that try to get, you know, illegal immigrants. I don't like ICE, but it's an idea of trying to get the illegal weapons out of the country as well. Because it's sad that we've become such a society where we just don't care what happens to people in America. So
is it painful when you sing it? Do you get emotional?
Yeah, it's actually one of my favorite songs to sing because I can really give into the lyrics. And every time I think about it, and so many lives that we've lost, it does give me some pain to sing.
It's choked up, right?
Yeah, no, definitely.
All right, so Natalie Jean, how do people reach out to you? What's the best way for them to get your music, learn more about you, become a fan?
Well, you can go to my social media sites. Twitter is NatNat7, Instagram is NatalieJ0819. Facebook is Natalie Jean Obsession. My website is www.natalie-jean.com, or you can just Google Natalie Jean Music. And I'm on all social media platforms.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
That
was really beautiful. It was beautiful. I appreciate you sharing your story with us. All right, Natalie Jean, Natalie-Jean.com if you want to check her music out. Of course, we've tagged her on social media. You can find her social media pages. You guys come out, support local artists, support indie artists. It's super important that we continue to get behind all of our artists so that they can continue to be creative. Thanks, Natalie Jean, so much.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
All right, guys, we'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Gotta smile at the camera because we're still live. And I don't know why, because I tried to not be live.
The leave studio. I'll click the leave studio.